G'day people, as promised, the day is finally here where I'm going to teach you how to make peanut butter. In fact, I'm going to teach you how to make crunchy peanut butter. So, to make peanut butter, you just need peanuts and some peanut oil. And you can maybe do it without the peanut oil, but it does help a lot if you've got a bit of peanut oil. Makes it a lot easier. This is some I made earlier, and yeah, it tastes really good. Just peanuts and salt. So what we do is we start with some peanuts. I just buy roasted salted peanuts. So they're already salted, so you don't really need to add salt. I mean, you can if you want. You can you taste it, and you can add salt if you want. Hang on, I'll just read this label. Now I've done it with the Woolworths ones. These ones are Aldi. And Aldi call it Foresters. Contains peanuts, 97% peanuts, a bit of sunflower oil and 1% salt. So basically, they're basically just peanuts. But they've been roasted. So we want 500 grams. That's $3.75. Now just have a taste. They're not the greatest, but they're okay. The really good peanuts were knobbies. Back in the day, you know, a year or two ago, when knobbies nuts used to be the best. They used to be fantastic, but they're not anymore. They're not. They're garbage now. So, you know, just buy whatever you like. There is no great brand anymore to buy. Don't exist. Now, if you look closely at these, just spread them out evenly. If we look closely at them, you'll see that they're quite dark because they've been quite, you know, have been quite strongly roasted. Let's have a look. Look how many other sides here, that makes any difference? Not really. Again, the bloody white balance just isn't right. It's too blue. Anyway, trust me, these are quite yellow, brownish, which is due to them being roasted, and I guess with that little bit of sunflower oil. So the Woolworths ones I tried, which is what I made that out of, they weren't as dark. They weren't as strongly roasted. So what I did was I roasted them at 180 degrees for 15 minutes. So if you want to get some colour on them and they're not roasted properly, then you want 15 minutes. In this case, I don't need to change the colour, they're already dark enough. The idea is just to get them hot, because when you go to vitamize them, turn them into peanut butter, it helps a lot if they're already hot. So when they're hot, the oil will come out a lot easier. And you can't make the peanut butter until the oil comes out. It's quite hard to get the oil out. You know, the peanuts don't let go of their oil easily. You need a lot of power. That's why you need a strong blender. You can't use your cheap little blenders or just burn out. You need something with a big motor. What's this motor? Hang on. I'll just tell you how big it is. Alright, that's a 1500 watt motor, which is quite big. For a blender, it's quite a big motor, 1500 watts. And the Vitamix is, I think, probably the same power. So you know, the Vitamix is famous for being a strong blender, and this is a, you know, it's in a similar class to the Vitamix, the Optimum. I've been happy with it. It's done good work. It's also, I think it did fail on me once, and I had to send it back. But overall, it's been very good. But making peanut butter is a real test. It's a real test of your blender. It's hard work because you've got to have it on high power for 10 minutes, maybe more, to do it. And the power is so high, there's so much friction that the mixture heats up anyway. So you can make your peanut butter without putting it in the oven first, but it is going to be quicker and easier if you put it in the oven first. So it's already hot, put it in there, and then you jump the gun a bit because you don't have to wait for it to warm up due to friction. Alright, so I'm going to let that roast for 5 minutes at 180, and I'm going to turn the nuts, and I'll give it another 5 minutes, and that'll be it. I just want it to get hot, make sure it's evenly hot. I don't want it to roast any further than it's already roasted. I'll be back when that's done. Okay, you can't smell them, but they smell like roasted peanuts. Fresh roasting peanuts, you know. It's a special smell. You know what it smells like. Now here's the close-up of the nuts straight out of the oven. I don't know if you can see, but they're, because the white balance on this is so abysmal, completely wrong, but they're glistening. They're glistening with oil. So I guess that is probably mostly the sunflower oil. Which Aldi put in their roast. Right, so this is crunchy peanut butter. So we're going to start by getting the crunchy bits. So we want 100 grams. We're going to use 100 grams for crunchy. So we'll just scoop 100 grams into the blender. Right, that's 100 grams. Doesn't look like much. You don't need. It's only, you know, it's only a fifth of the total amount to give it the crunchy. So you just need to work your stupid thing. Another problem, the bloody on-off switch isn't very good. All right, so we just blitz it on low. Not blitz, just on low. That's it. Simple. And that just gives a nice, breaks them up into fine-ish. In fact, you could even argue I've gone too fine. Hang on, I'll put them in a bowl. You'll be able to see them better in a bowl. Now I'm using this because you need to, one thing you're going to have to do is break up the accretion of nuts that are underneath the blades. And you need something long and narrow to do it. So this carving fork's pretty good for that. Pretty good. Possibly, I don't know if it's the absolute ideal, but it's pretty good. Works pretty well. If you've got a really narrow spoon with a long handle, maybe that could be ideal as well. So now I'll show you that. As soon as I find my phone, I'll show you that. So this is the crunchy bits that will make this peanut butter crunchy. if you want bigger chunky bits, more chunky bits in your crunchy. I probably did that a bit long actually. But anyway, that's what we're going with. So, don't need this anymore. Put all the rest into the blender. And we will blend up all the rest. So that should be 400 grams. We're only using low speed, so we don't need to put the lid on. And you quite quickly, you get to this point quite quickly. Starting to struggle. You hear the motor just starting to struggle there, and that is going to happen a lot. And that is why you need a high-powered blender that can handle it. Is hard work for the poor thing because the accretion of fine peanuts builds up under the blades, ends up jamming them. In the commercial way it's done isn't so much chopping. So this is too much chopping. The commercial one is more squashing, and that works a lot better. But you haven't got that at home. Doesn't like it. Like I say, this is the test of your blender, you know. If you don't have a strong blender, don't try it, because you'll burn your blender out, guaranteed. When you can hear that sound, that's telling you that you're getting air around the blades and not peanuts. Give it a shake. The peanuts. It takes a while. If you think this is going to be all over in a couple of minutes, you're wrong. Just stick with it. And it's getting hot. It's either air or the blades can't move because there's so much bloody friction down there they can't do anything. But that's what you have to get through. You have to get through this stage. Oh, this is why you want some of this. To get past this stage, a bit of peanut oil will help. I nearly forgot. Makes a difference. Makes a difference. A bit of extra oil. Because once the oil's there, it can start to move like a liquid instead of trying to move like a solid. Here it's trying to do it. Still spinning the wheels a bit. Still pumping air there, but you got to get down underneath the blades, loosen the peanut butter under the blades. Trying to do it. It's almost getting there, you know. It's starting to look, from the outside, it's starting to look more like a liquid, more like a, peanut butter from the outside. When you look at it from the top, it's not. It's getting to the point. What we want to see is the vortex. When we see the vortex, we're there. Come on, do it. You can do it. Come on. It's just about there. Just about ready to do it. I'll show you this point. See, it's just trying to turn, it's trying to become a vortex. It's trying. Not quite there yet. If you listen to the sound, mixture between struggling, it's a kind of a mixture between struggling and air, whether you're pumping air or whether you're struggling in a situation of extreme friction. So just loosen up again and try to get that. Try and get the stuff that's underneath the blades to move. Trying again. It's just about ready to go. Just about ready. You can hear the motor straining. No, the motor doesn't like it. It's got to be high power. It's really having to use all its power, this motor. But you can see it's starting to work now. Starting to really do it. Starting to look like peanut butter, alright? You have to get through that stage where it doesn't want to go, it doesn't want to do it. You have to get through that stage. And still not proper peanut butter. It's not yet, but you know, it's getting there. Come on. You really want to have like 2000 watt would help. I think in the commercial way they do it, they squash the peanuts between rollers or something. It's a different way of doing it. This is just cutting it finer and finer and finer until eventually you get oil, but when you squeeze it, it's a lot easier. Anyway, it's happening. It's peanuts, but it's still not. You've got to keep at it until it's really got as much oil out as possible and it starts to come really smooth. That's when you stop. Don't stop before that. If you stop before that, it's just too rough. It's not oily enough. It hasn't got the charm of proper peanut butter. God, it smells like the motor's really suffering here. Still not really. Maybe it just doesn't have enough power, even this one. Maybe these nuts, see the nuts are different to the last time I made it. The nuts are different, so they're not working quite the same. The motor's not really, it's not spinning fast enough. And you know, maybe it's just too hard. So I'll try the medium. I'm sure I just used low speed before. I'll try the medium. Doesn't like it. But every now and then it just just jumps. And it gets air pockets in it. It gets air pockets and the whole thing tends to go up above the air pocket. And then a bit drops down and gets smacked at high speed. See, that was an air pocket. See if I can show you this time. See if I can show you an air pocket. Let's see if we can show you this. No. As soon as you put the camera on it, it won't show. Oh, there's one there. Come on. Smell the motor starting to suffer, but we are getting proper peanut butter now. Look at that. That's proper peanut butter. If I show you in the with this. We've got the whirlpool happening properly. That's what we want to see, a whirlpool. So to get to that point, I had to use the medium speed. Because the peanut butter was so viscous, so many chunks in it, that it just, and there was too much friction, not enough oil, so that the low speed, the motor couldn't maintain its proper low speed and was struggling, and possibly starting to burn out. So then by going to the higher speed, the medium speed, you increase the power. The power is proportional to RPM. You increase the power and then it can power through, but also created air pockets. Right. So that's done. Now we just add a little bit of this crunchy. Don't add it all at once. It's a bit at a time. But don't let it turn into smooth. We're just adding it. We just want to incorporate it. We don't want to turn it into smooth. And when you put it in, it makes the peanut butter more viscous, and then the motor struggles again. The motor struggles again, which is not what we want. But that's peanut butter, very, very hard on the motor. Really hard on the motor, very taxing on the motor, very taxing on your blender. Right, so that's that. we are done. Now we just put it in the jars. And this was 500 grams. Just let me see whether this camera's still working. Still working, alright. It was 500 grams of peanuts. That makes enough for, doesn't like coming off. Good on you. Get another spoon. So, you know, peanut butter is very, very, very sticky. You know. Very sticky. Whoops, dropping it everywhere. It's no good. But anyway, we spoon it in. Come out. Damn it! Problems? What the hell? Pain in the ass. So it's a pain in the ass getting it to work. But at the end of the day, you get a nice jar of homemade peanut butter. And a bit of a mess on the bench, which you can eat. You can eat your mess on the bench. Not bad. Tastes like peanut butter. Give you a look. Look. Here is a jar of peanut butter. Jar of peanut butter. Right, I'm going to clean up this bench, put the rest of that into the other jar, which will probably be about half a jar. Get a bit of toast and I'll eat this on top of the toast. I'll be back. Okay, now here's the, where did I put my phone? Over there. This is what's left of in the what's left, as you can see, is just greasy, sticky peanut butter all over the vitamiser. So what we do, don't put a lot in, just a little bit of detergent. You do need some, and some hot water. So hot water from the tap. Probably about half fill it with hot water. Put the lid on. As you can see, the sticky bits of peanut butter don't want to go. They stick to the side of the bloody vitamiser like limpets. They do not want to leave it. But also there's some on the rim there which we've got to get off. So you just get a scour or whatever and just go around and drain the contents out. So most of the stuff, most of the peanut butter will be gone from the first lot. Then we do it again. So just rinse it out. There'll still be stuff stuck to it, but that's okay. And rinse out the top. Anywhere where there's peanut butter, just try to rinse it off. We put some more detergent in, just a few drops. More hot water, half full. Half fill it, and just use the scourer or sponge, whatever you like, to go down around where all the problem bits are. So a little bit of mechanical pressure, and sponge off the stuff around the outside. I mean, there will be stuff on the outside. We've got hot water and detergent. We can do a lot with hot water and detergent. Right, put it back in, back on medium. Doing a lot better. All those streaks of peanut butter that were on the side of the vitamiser are gone. Now we just pour a bit out. The stuff's full of suds, so just give you things to once over with the scourer, or just a sponge. I'm not using the harsh side of the scourer. Just a sponge. Make sure there's detergent everywhere. Do the outside, because you know you do get peanut butter on the outside when you go. When you go to remove the peanut butter and decant it into your jars, it tends to drop down on the outside. I mean, it drops anyway, you saw. It's a real bloody pain. I've got to say, making peanut butter is a pain. But if you don't have a choice, then you should do it. I mean, you can't find decent peanut butter from the supermarket. If you're not happy with what you're getting, then you haven't got a choice, have you? You've got to make it yourself. Which is what I'm doing, because my favourite peanut butter was discontinued, which was Sanitarium. I fucking discontinued it. The best. It was the best. Gone. Can't buy it. Can't buy it. It was my staple for, 30 years or something I was eating it. 30 years, turn around, oh, we're not making it anymore. We're not making it anymore because nobody was buying it. Why was nobody buying it? I don't know. It was the best peanut butter. Why didn't you buy it, people? Alright, just going to put some toast in the toaster, and when it's ready, I'm going to eat this stuff. Okay, so I've just got a piece of Martian bread which I've toasted, and let's put a little bit of butter on it. I like a little bit of butter under my peanut butter. I mean, it's a personal thing whether you do. I like a little bit, but not a lot. Like only probably half the amount of butter I would normally use on, say, honey or Vegemite or something. So let's just spread some peanut butter on that. And take a shot, a money shot. Let's go. Bit of gardening. Could even put that around maybe. I should probably come around where the light is. Come around where the light is. So, what's it like? Peanut butter. Tastes like peanut butter. Normally I like mine a bit more crunchy. So I think I went a little bit too far in the first stage when I was making the crunchy bits. I should have stopped a bit earlier than that. But anyway, it's still good. It's good. Tastes like peanut butter. Good peanut butter, you know. Sticky. Peanut butter is sticky. Sticks to your mouth, sticks to your teeth. It's good. Because all it is, you saw what was in it, it's just peanuts and a little bit of peanut oil. That's it. Oh, there's salt. The salt that was already in the peanuts. That's it. Salt, peanuts, a little bit of peanut oil. That's how I like it. That's what I want in my peanuts. I do not want humectant. I do not want emulsifier. I do not want sugar. Now, you people who want these things, try tasting the real thing and you realise that those things make your peanut butter taste shit. It doesn't taste right. Sure, emulsifier, it'll all stay together, you won't get oil floating to the surface, but it doesn't taste right. It tastes wrong, people, wrong. And sugar, for fuck's sake, don't put sugar in your peanut butter as a matter of course. Maybe you want to add sugar to peanut butter for certain specific things, but not for ordinary everyday on your bread. No, don't do it, people. It's a disgusting idea. If you want to do peanut butter and jam, what you call peanut butter and jelly in the States, if you want to do that, great. You don't need sugar in the peanut butter if you're going to add bloody jam, because the jam's full of sugar. Not needed. Anyway, tastes great. Tastes like what I expect from peanut butter. Now just compare it. If we compare these two, this one was the Woolworths one, and what I did with the Woolworths one is I roasted it longer. That's why it's darker. You can see there's a little bit of oil at the top. There's the Woolworths one. And you can see this one is much paler, more your conventional colour peanut butter. So I roasted this one for a quarter of an hour, and I roasted that for about 8 minutes. So almost half. Almost half. So I'll just taste this one. Almost a little bit burnt. I think I roasted that too long. So you do have to be careful when you're roasting them in the oven. You don't want to burn it. Good though, and not quite as much salt as this. I think the Aldi peanuts had just a smidgen too much salt. A little bit too much salt. Not a huge amount too much, just a bit. But tastes great. So I guess you really don't want them to be too dark. That's probably the colour you want, which is more your typical colour. So I'd say yeah, just roast your peanuts about 8 minutes, just to bring them up to temperature. So that's it. Peanut butter. You saw it. Bit of a pain to make. You're going to make a jar and a half for 500 grams. Probably don't want to put more than that in the blender. In fact, less than 500 would probably work a lot easier on the blender. Maybe if I only made one jar at a time, like a bit less than 400 grams, would probably be easier on the blender, quicker. The other thing is, of course, it does make a mess, a sticky mess, but you saw how I cleaned it up. So it's all doable. Whether you want to do it is up to you. In my case, I'm doing it because I'm not really happy with the peanut butter that I can buy from the supermarket. And there are some peanut butters there that are okay. Just salt and peanuts. That's all I want. Salt, peanuts, maybe a little bit of peanut oil. I don't want anything else. Now, there are a few there that are okay, but they're not better than this. So, and this is a lot cheaper. Like, I think that kilo of, if it was a kilo, maybe it's less than a kilo, of Aldi nuts was like $6 or something. So probably it only costs you like $4 to make a jar and a half, which is a lot cheaper than what you'll pay for a jar of decent peanut butter in the supermarket. So it's up to you whether you want to make your own peanut butter. In my case, I will continue to do it. I'll continue to try to perfect it. Every time I try, I get a little bit better. It's good peanut butter. So yeah, I'm happy. Happy days, people. Happy peanut buttering.